this in the morning, so I just want to touch this tiny point, which is I became fascinated with healing because I was more interested in why people don't heal before I became interested in healing. And because people thought it was, oh, my positive mental attitude. What a bunch of garbage. What a bunch of garbage. The mind needs as much healing as anything else. People's minds are so damaged, and they're full of such nonsense, and they're full of so many bad attitudes and narratives that are so poisonous to people, to themselves. I'm no good, I'm this, I'm that, I can't, the poisonous toxicity. And I thought, then what is healing about? And that brought me to the world of grace. That healing requires a whole lot more than we have, than it is our capacity to generate. It requires grace. It requires something that we can't generate but are given. It is bestowed upon us generously and abundantly. So you have matter, you have energy, and then you have grace. And that's light. Now that's power. And what with that brought me into the world of faith. What is faith? What is trust? What is depression? What is illness? From a totally different point of view. And for years I would ask people, so what do you have faith in? And most people can tell me what they do not believe. Just like this, I'll tell you what I don't have faith in. But very few people can tell me what they have faith in. Very, very few people. They can tell me what they're angry about, but they cannot tell me what they unequivocally, deeply believe. And what they absolutely have faith in. They cannot. Which is astonishing to me, because here's the consequence of that, as we'll discuss. If you do not have faith, then you don't have faith in people. And you don't have faith in yourself. You cannot give your word and keep it. It's impossible. You cannot be trusted. And you know it, because you can't trust yourself. You can't trust yourself to keep your word to yourself. You may say, oh, I'm going to walk tomorrow morning and start walking 2 blocks, and you already know you're lying to yourself. So you know that you break your word to yourself every single day, and because of that, you have no faith in yourself, and you have no faith in yourself. You will never have faith in a relationship. It is not possible. It is not possible, because faith starts with your faith in yourself. And if you don't have faith in yourself, you will not trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you will never trust another human being. And you will always, always be doing these awful things like, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? This horrible, sticky, gluey, pathological behavior. Because you can't trust yourself. You can't trust yourself. That's like having a parasite in your skin. This is a big deal. And when you can't trust yourself, you can't trust your intuition. And what's the crisis there? We've entered the age of the psyche, where everything is about intuition. Why do you think there's so much madness? Because you are now multi-sensory. And that whole thing is about trusting a perceptual senses that are only they're only your window, so you can't constantly be looking to someone else to be the source of your self-esteem. Why has the empowerment of the self become so critical? Because it's only the center of the self that is the center of your power. You're the only one who can discern, what am I hearing in my intuition? And if you have an absence of self-esteem, you will always go to someone else. Do you think I should do this? Looking to someone else to give you permission to believe in yourself. Are you brain dead? But this is the crossover where we are between what it means to trust our own power or still constantly give it away and resent those to whom we give it and take it back violently, which is what we're doing now. So this is what this transition is about. It's about understanding that empowerment does not mean isolation. It means recognizing that you were born to manage your own power and to contribute to the creativity and health of this planet with all the gifts you were given, and then go back home. And then go back home. Then leave the planet. Go back home. So that's what we're going to be working on. It's a busy, big agenda, huh? Any questions? What? Yes. Tell me your name.
Suzanne.
Okay.
You mentioned something. I'm sorry. Hold it close. Turn it on. Works better, huh? Okay. Okay. You mentioned something about if someone had an illness and you just didn't want to have anything to do with them. Well, I work in mental health, and I have a few of those. But I'm really stuck between whatever you do to the least of my brothers, you do unto me, and I know I'm not getting anywhere with these people. So, resolution.
Okay. Here's what. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's healing on every floor. And I'm going to run through this rapidly. When someone comes to me on the first floor, I cannot do a thing for them. Why is that? Because what they're actually saying is heal this, and that's all I want you to do. And their definition of healing means make this better, make it go away.
And do it for me.
And do it for me. And that's what the first floor is all about. I can engage in healing on any one of these floors. But when someone's on the first floor, that's when they have no capacity to reason or understand that what they are dealing with cannot be dealt with on this floor. So let's go shopping to another floor. Let's go traveling. And let's see what floor we can enact a healing on. Let's see what we've got here.
Okay.
Because on the first floor, it's not going to happen. This illness is not going to go away. So let's see what we can do for it. And up here, we might be able to enact the prayer and grace. And it's like healing at a homeopathic level.
Okay.
Up here, we might be able, here at another level, we might be able to do some therapeutic touch and begin to do some calming so you can begin to consider ideas and choices that down here you can't, because here you're burdened with paranoia.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So it's a matter of what level I can get you on so that I can enter into that atmosphere. I can enter into your psychic field from a very different, and so if, and I offer this to you as such a gift because I know exactly what you're saying. If you approach someone, if you approach your son, if you approach someone at this level, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing. You have to decide, I can't get there. I have to go here. And sometimes all you can do is, I've got to go through the door of prayer and let it descend into this world.
Okay. So you just plant a seed.
Well, prayer is far more than a seed.
Okay.
Okay, if you decide to pull out grace, that's a major force.
Uh-huh.
Because what you are actually asking for is the whole universe to come in and shine a light upon this human being. Now that's
okay.
not small time.
No.
That's not small time. You're actually asking grace to rebuild cell tissue. You're actually asking grace and the God in heaven to come in and do what we cannot do. This is what prayer and healing is about. You're actually saying, I've done everything I can do. I'm asking you to take over.
Okay.
Wow, that is great, big, huge. If you really understood prayer and your alliedship with heaven, you'd get how incredibly powerful prayer. Why I am such a proponent of, are you kidding? Pray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And really, it is with this the full heart and soul and faith that I'm telling you, you are actually asking heaven to step in and do what you cannot do yourself. And what an allyship.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I didn't see the hand. I'm sorry. Okay.
Tell me your name, please. Could you? I'm going to ask you to wear your tag so I can see. Yeah. What's your name, darling?
Robin.
Robin.
Yeah. So my question is about power, and kind of, I always kind of was comfortable giving away my power, but now I'm kind of reclaiming it. But the concern is the fear of abusing it. And so I guess if I'm connected to where it's coming from, that I won't abuse it and harm others with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, abuse is like, what does you mean by, tell me what you mean by abuse. Give me an example of where you've abused in the past.
Okay, well, just maybe like, not that I have abused, but...
We all have, so stop it.
Okay. Not being completely honest with someone?
Yeah, so that's totally your choice.
Right. But if you get more power, then the repercussions would be huger. No? Am I making it clear? No.
Lying is lying.
Right.
Why would you lie if you get more power? You don't. If you're still lying, then you have no empowerment at all.
No, okay, I didn't lie, but I could see the choice was still there. So the
right.
choice is always going to be there.
Right.
That's what makes it's like the princess and the pea.
Right.
It just bothers me that the
Yeah.
pea is still going to be there.
You know what? Consciousness means, here's what power is. Power is not what you're doing to someone else.
Okay.
You've got the game wrong. Consciousness is that you become aware of what the consequences are of every choice you make.
Okay.
Now that plays the game, then the game, so now you think, if I say this, what's my reason for doing this?
Yeah.
What am I really up to? The consciousness is all about you, recognizing what you're up to, not anybody else. Your life has nothing to do with everybody else. This is about you studying yourself. So when you say, I'm abusing power, this is all about, I'm studying why I would even think I'm tempted to abuse power. What is that about?
And that temptation is always there?
That's you.
That's me. Okay.
That's what you have to find out.
It could be so subtle, I guess.
Well, there's a reason why lead me not into temptation is in the heart of the biggest prayer in the Christian tradition.
Okay. So you just protect
It's
yourself.
always there.
It's always there.
And so you always have to say, every single human being is tempted to misuse power.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
This is the name of the game.
I don't like that game.
I know. Well, next time we won't incarnate on the earth, but so long as we're here, every single everything is a temptation to misuse even the tiniest conversation.
I know, that's it.
Every single thing. How do I respond to this person? Do I judge this person? Do I say something nasty? Should I use a kinder tone of voice? Every single thing.
Okay. So just pray then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and make conscious choices, because we think to ourselves, is it that difficult for me to be kind in this moment? And if it is, I need to find out why. So it's about, why would kindness, so just look at it like every choice is either grace or not grace. We either withhold it or we share it. All right, guys, I have got to wind you down because dinner is at 6:30. So I'm going to take one more question. Anybody else in this fun? Yes.
Could you keep your hand up until
Right.
I get to the mic? I don't know.
Right here.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Teresa.
Yes, just hold it by your mouth.
Okay. I just had a question about when you're talking about the building and going up into each level, that it costs energy. The price is energy.
It costs your energy, it costs your awareness, it costs you, yes. You have to invest in that.
Yeah, so I just want to expand more on the energy. Is it commitment? Is it
Totally.
And with
Could you please
each
put the
level-
microphone by your mouth?
Sorry. Okay. So with each level, it's going to be more commitment, more
Well, look at it
more
this way.
action.
If you decided, pick something else. If you decided to get yourself in shape
Mm-hmm.
and say, I just have to get myself in shape, would that take more commitment?
Yes.
What kind of commitment?
And the action of doing it.
And what would you have to do? Never mind the it, don't use pronouns. What would you have to do?
To eat well every day, make sure I.
And what
do
would it
my-
mean to, would you have to become more conscious in eating well every day?
Yes.
Shop differently? Cook differently?
Mhm.
Bingo. There is no difference about deciding, now I have to go from how I eat to how I think.
Mhm.
I have to be as meticulous about my thinking preparation as my food preparation.
Mhm. Mhm.
And my emotional preparation. And I have to become introspective about that. And if I need help cooking, I'm going to take a cooking class. I need to take a thinking class.
Mhm.
I don't think well. I tend to get myself into trouble. I can't get off a hamster wheel. I don't have, what I've discovered, for example, is that when I work with people and they want to, they're in depression, and I'll say to them, how could you not be? Look at your vocabulary. You've got a vocabulary that is so toxic and so limited. If I had that in my head, I'd be in depression too. You need a whole new cast of language in your head. You need a new vocabulary. You need to supply different words so that when you're in a situation, you don't say, this is a problem. Get that word out of your head. Don't you ever use the word deserve again. You deserve nothing. Don't you ever talk to yourself like that again. Don't you ever say that you have, don't you ever say blame. You don't have a right to blame anybody for anything. So you have to take certain words out of your vocabularies to liberate yourself from patterns of thought, because if you start blaming someone, you'll live in blame. If you have expectations, what expectations of what? What do you expect? That this world revolves around you? It revolves around nothing. Not me, not you, not anybody. This world was not built for us. We're visitors. Nobody in this world was born to take care of any of us. Oops, what a horrible thing to hear. But it is the truth. It is the truth. We may have beloved siblings and beloved people that we meet along the way. But trust me when I tell you, life is a solo journey. And nobody, we don't have a right to any expectations, which is why Teresa of Avila always said, look at all the good things you have. You did not make one of those things happen. Not one. Not one. You've certainly interfered in all the bad things that have happened to you. Your fingerprints, your sticky little fingerprints are on those. But all the good things, and there are so many, you've had nothing to do with. They come out of the blue. You can't make someone love you. Just try it. Try it. You could choke them to death and they won't. I said, fall in love with me. Right? Okay, right? And Teresa says, this is how you know God's in your life. Because you have an abundance of good things, coincidences, synchronicities, love, friendships. You can't make any of that happen. Nothing. You don't have that kind of power. These are the things that when you become more conscious, you start paying attention. You have to take your attitude you have to work your attitudes like you work your body. Like you become mindful of your diet. You have to become mindful of what you put in your brain. What words do you put in your brain? What food do you put in your mouth? Oh, we have so much work to do.